You and your partner are not having sex anymore, even if you still really love each other. Or maybe the sex that you're having is not just that satisfying and interesting for you because actually you're pushing yourself into having it, even though you would really want to say no, but you don't want to reject them another time. And maybe you're wondering if something is wrong with you, if something is wrong with your couple, if maybe you're not just meant to be, and what you can do about it. So let me ask you first a couple of questions. How many times per week do you come home just exhausted and you have just the energy to have dinner with them, clean up the kitchen, and then watch a movie or a TV series on Netflix? And how many times per week do you actually have an intentional time with each other? Where with intentional, I mean that you think about the time that you spend together, that you talk with each other, that you look for that time, that in this moment you take care one of the other and you take care of the relationship. So if the answer to the first question was more than 4 times per week, and the answer to the second question was less than 1 time per week, then you have your answer. You're not broken. You just don't know how to take care of a long-term relationship, and especially how to take care of the sexuality in a long-term relationship. And I'm here to explain you how that works so that you don't have this issue anymore. And I work with many couples that have sexual desire issue as a medical doctor and a sex therapist. And I know that it's just a matter of understanding how this works after the first 1 or 2 years into the relationship. Because, at the beginning it's easy. You have the new relationship energy and it's just done. But then everything changed and nobody explained to us how this works. So I'm going to do this for you. And also, I'm going to share with you a workbook that I created that helps couples to bring back the spark in your relationship. You can find the link in the description, download it. It's a workbook that will guide you through 7 days of exercise that will help you to create that intentional time that is so important to the sexual life of a couple. So let me get into the psychological part because it's what I love about this. As I said, everybody just talk about the beginning of the relationship where new relationship energy is there. And in that moment, there are some molecules in your brain like oxytocin, dopamine, adrenaline that actually make you feel high. Okay. And so everything is just easy. You just kiss each other in the kitchen and you just want to jump on each other. But then after some years, for someone it's 1 year, for other couples it's like 3 years. After this time, those molecules are not released anymore. And so we switch from passionate love to companion love. And it's not that companion love is less valuable, it just works different. And in movies, in TV series, nobody explained to you how this kind of love work because it's not that interesting like at the beginning, but it can be very satisfying. It can be very fulfilling. You just need to know how it works. And then the other thing that happened in long-term couple is the lack of novelty. At the beginning, everything is just new. They are wearing a new outfit and you're just astonished by this novelty, and your brain likes new things, likes the unexpected, and sexual desire just go hand to hand with novelty. So it's easy to keep the sexual desire alive, but after a while, maybe that outfit that it was so astonished at the beginning, no, I mean it's still very good, but your brain knows it already. Is not surprised. And then the third thing that happens in long-term couple that I think is the most underestimated thing is stress. Stress, and I know that everybody talks about stress, but stress is what actually kills your sexual desire. Because your brain is just so overwhelmed by all the things that it has to think about, your career, your hobbies, maybe your children, your pets, or your house, that it's quite difficult to focus on the relationship. And like everything else, also the relationship need care. So if your brain is in this survival mode all the time, it's totally normal that your body is not open to pleasure, because pleasure comes when we feel relaxed. And that's why a lot of couples that I work with actually have a spike in their sexual life when they are on holidays. And they ask me, yeah, but on holidays, everything is just fun. Yes, of course, because you're not stressed. You can have the time to relax, to get into sexuality slowly instead. And it's different from the everyday life, when it's like a normal Wednesday and you came home and you're already thinking about the things that you have to do tomorrow, but you have to finish still the things that you have to do for today to-do list. And maybe your partner comes and start kissing you and you're not ready, and your body completely shut down, of course, because you're still in survival mode. But if it does the same thing when you're on a nice holiday or on the beach and you're just finished eating before going to the beach, there you can be open to sexuality. And of course, I'm not gonna tell you to live a life without stress, because let's be honest, this is not possible. But and you will find that also in the workbook, I suggest you to have like rituals that you can have so that your brain can understand that the survival mode is gone for now, that you are safe, that you are with somebody that loves you, and slowly by slowly, actually, you can be open to have at least a nice physical contact. But I will tell you how to do that in a minute. Before, I want to go on with the other reason why couples can be sexless even if they love each other. Another big reason that kills sexual desire is small resentment. Like very, very small thing that you don't even want to talk about because they are so pointless sometimes. But actually, slowly by slowly, they build walls inside you. And so maybe today you just say no to contact, and then you say that again to physical contact the next days, and that becomes just weird to do or to ask for. Since the average night that couples spend together is just in front of the TV, they don't even have the time, the space, or the safety to actually share this kind of small resentment and fix them, and take care of each other while they do that. And so they just stay there and take the sexuality away. And then the last two things that happen is that when this passionate love finishes and become companion love, you stop flirting. And at the beginning, you were sending flirty texts during the day, like maybe some hot picture, or just giving each other compliments without any particular reason. And slowly but slowly, couples get into this roommate mood where they are a perfect team. They run the house together, they get to the goal they want to achieve together, they support each other, but they don't flirt with each other anymore. And that happens for all the reasons that I mentioned above, like the lack of novelty, or the lack of time for each other, or the lack of dates with each other, And this brings me to the last very important point, which is that couples lose sexual desire because they assume that a relationship should be effortless. And that's what they have been told us since forever. I don't know how you grow up, but in my education, everybody told me, okay, if you just find the love of your life, if you find somebody that will marry you, then it's done. Then you won't have any problem because it's the right person. And with the right person, everything just flow, especially sexuality. But nothing can be more wrong than this. And I'm sorry, I have to break this to you, but nothing in life works effortless. Nothing. Think about everything that you love, everything that you care about, your house, your pets, your children, your job. You need to put some effort in it. And if there are things that you like and you love, this effort, it doesn't feel so hard to put, but still you need to put it. And since somebody tell us that we need also to put effort in our relationship, we forget about it, and so we stop flirting with each other. We just spend the night scrolling the mobile next to each other, and we don't actively find a way to be with each other and to take care of each other and of the relationship. All of these things can be taken care of. It's not that difficult. I am sure that it's not the most difficult thing that you have done in your life. You just need to be open to this. You just need to accept that true love is not about just finding each other and about having everything easy that just flow. True love is about commitment. True love is about putting effort into the relationship, into loving each other, into flirting with each other, into talking about things that sometimes can be awkward, like sexuality. And so sometimes sexless couple, they just don't talk about sex anymore because they are scared, because they are embarrassed that they are in this situation. But this is what kills actually both intimacy and the relationship. If you're on this video because you're a couple and how to actually bring back the spark in your relationship, I'm here to tell you that that's on you, that you can take the responsibility and you can make this happen, but you need to put a little bit of effort. And you can start with a workbook. You will find there 7 exercises that will guide you through 7 days, like 1 week, where instead of watching TV, you can take 20 minutes, 30 minutes, 1 hour, and be with each other intentionally. And this will already make a little shift. There is like an exercise on starting talking about sexuality, starting talking about desire. So for these 7 days, I'm not suggesting you to do more sex. No, because this is not gonna solve the problem. No, for these 7 days, put sex aside and focus on your relationship. Focus on flirting with each other. Focus on taking care of each other. Focus on listening to each other. This is the most important turn on that a couple can have. This is just the first step, but I assure you that it will change already so much because it will open a door into find each other, into listening to each other, into being there for each other. And I've seen couple moving from not having sex to having the best sex of their life, even better than they had at the beginning. Because we keep comparing ourselves with the person that we were at the beginning. Okay, you are not that couple anymore. You move forward. You are much more mature. You know each other. You've seen each other doing things that are not that sexy, probably. So you need to create a new kind of sexuality, a new kind of desire. But this is possible. Okay, this is possible, and I do this job because I want to help people to have a fun and satisfying sexual life. But this fun and satisfying sexual life, you have to create it. You have to put the energy and the responsibility to create it. And I assure you that even if now it seems impossible, you can. If you want to know more about this, I also have a 3-month program that helps people to get to know their sexual desire, understand how their sexual desire actually work, and create the sexuality that they really want, that will make them happy. And I always say this, life is already so complicated, so stressful. Maybe you have a very demanding job or a very demanding family. At least you deserve a moment in your week where you can just enjoy your body, your partner, and pleasure. So, in order to do this, take the responsibility on your sexual life like you will do for any other thing in your life. Thank you for watching. I hope to see you in the next video.